You're watching live. Millions are watching. And suddenly, you see a surfer get dragged under by a great white shark. What if you were that surfer? This really happened. And what happened next? No one saw coming. On July 19, 2015, the world held its breath. At Jeffreys Bay in South Africa, one of the most dangerous shark hotspots on Earth, professional surfer Mick Fanning was competing for another world title. Fans around the world were watching the live broadcast, expecting to see a thrilling surfing showdown. But instead, they witnessed something they'd never forget. In a split second, a dark shape emerged in the water. Fanning was pulled off his board, dragged under, live. Chaos erupted as people realized what they were seeing: a real shark attack happening live, right in front of their eyes. Everyone watched, terrified. The surf world froze as Fanning fought for his life. But what no one knew at that moment was what happened next. Stick around till the end, because what happened after the cameras stopped is the story that will leave you speechless. As the cameras kept rolling, the unthinkable played out in real time. Mick Fanning was sitting on his board, waiting for the next wave. You could hear the commentators laughing and chatting, completely unaware of the danger lurking below the surface. But then, Fanning suddenly looked over his shoulder. His body tensed. He knew something was wrong. A massive fin sliced through the water. Out of nowhere, a great white shark slammed into him, snapping his leash. The beast yanked him off balance, pulling him underwater. Viewers heard the sound of panic in the commentators' voices. Mick fought back, punching, kicking, scrambling, and screaming for his life.
There has never been a sporting moment like it. Australian surfing legend Mick Fanning attacked by a great white shark during a surfing contest, all captured on live TV.
Meanwhile, fellow competitor Julian Wilson paddled straight toward the chaos, risking his life to help. I punched it in the back. I was kicking, screaming, trying to get away.
Just jumped away, and then he just kept coming at my board, and I just was kicking and screaming, and wow.
He could have turned away. He could have waited for help, but he didn't. Luckily, rescue teams on jet skis reached both men in time and pulled them from the water. No one was bitten, but the fear, unforgettable. The event was immediately called off. Fanning and Wilson split the prize money, and the entire surfing world paused to process what had just happened. Clips of the attack flooded news networks and social media. Headlines exploded worldwide. And if you're finding this story as unbelievable as we are, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got more real-life moments like this coming your way every week, and you won't want to miss the next one we uncover. But here's the part the cameras didn't show. What really happened when the world stopped watching? Stay tuned, because this is where the real story begins. The footage went viral in minutes. Headlines screamed, "Mick Fanning became a global headline overnight. Surfer fights off shark on live TV. Mick Fanning's brush with death." The world couldn't stop talking about it. Social media exploded with reactions from professional athletes, celebrities, and even people who had never watched a surfing competition in their lives. Everyone wanted to know, how was Mick Fanning really doing?
Mick Fanning, Fano, this means as much to you as it does to the boys, doesn't it?
Oh, this is the best thing ever.
When Fanning landed back in Australia, cameras and reporters swarmed him at the airport. He smiled and waved, trying to stay strong for the public. But behind the cameras, Mick wasn't celebrating. He was broken, mentally shaken to his core. He smiled for the media, but the nightmares began. He couldn't sleep. He couldn't stop replaying it. The ocean, his greatest love, had become his greatest fear. And yet, he paddled back out. Just a few weeks later, Fanning was back in the water, competing again, pushing forward.
Fanning, a 3-time WSL champion, is looking forward to getting back on his board.
You know, for a place like Chopu, you can't really be sitting there wondering what's for dinner when the huge set's coming. So you got to be 100% focused on what you're doing at the time. And I'm really excited to get back in the water and just.
And in a touching tribute, he dedicated his comeback to his late brother Peter, who had passed away just months earlier. But the real battle was still ahead, and what the cameras didn't capture was the mental battle that would follow Mick for years. Stick around, because next, we reveal the hidden toll this moment took on his mind and his life. While the world celebrated his survival, Mick Fanning was fighting a very different battle, one that no camera could capture. Panic attacks, insomnia, flashbacks. For months after the attack, he tried to go back to normal, competing, smiling for interviews, living life, but something had changed. Fanning later revealed that he suffered from sleepless nights, flashbacks, and waves of anxiety. He said the ocean, his greatest passion, had suddenly become his greatest fear. He didn't talk much about it at first. Like many athletes, he felt pressure to be tough and move on. But the truth was, the experience had shaken him to his core. Eventually, Mick made the brave choice to speak out. He talked openly about the mental and emotional toll the attack had taken on him. In interviews, he admitted, "I didn't know how to deal with the fear. I had to ask for help."
I sort of sensed something was there right at the last minute and somehow just moved and maneuvered my way around and but still just so scary. Hearing Julian recount it and, just reading messages and stuff, it sort of brings up emotions like, it was so close. And
It would come back to me in dreams, and it was always anywhere from like 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. And I'd wake up just kicking the sheets off or whatever. And
the more performance that you could actually extract out of yourself, because it's like that anxiety is what's driving you to do well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. I think what it is if you don't have that anxiety or you don't have those nerves, do you really care?
This moment of vulnerability inspired people around the world. Fanning showed that being strong isn't about hiding your struggles. It's about facing them head-on. He became a voice for mental health in sports, encouraging other athletes to speak up and seek support when they need it. And just when it looked like Mick's story was over, he pulled off something no one saw coming. You won't believe what he did next. By 2018, Mick Fanning made a huge announcement. He was officially retiring from professional surfing. No more competitions. No more world title races. But he didn't stop winning. Fanning shifted his focus to helping the next generation of surfers. He began mentoring young athletes, sharing the lessons he had learned, not just about surfing, but about life, fear, and mental strength. But that wasn't all. He built a multi-million-dollar business. He co-founded Balter Brewing Company, a craft beer brand that quickly became a massive success in Australia. The company's laid-back vibe and connection to surfing culture made it a fan favorite. He also became a regular face on surfing broadcasts, providing expert commentary and bringing fans closer to the action with his insider knowledge. And most importantly, he used his platform to champion mental health. Mick turned tragedy into a message of hope, from fighting a shark to fighting for mental health. Mick Fanning proved that you can survive anything and come back even stronger. But before we wrap up, let's bust the biggest myth about sharks that might just change how you see them forever. Stick around for our bonus segment, Understanding Sharks, Fact versus Fear. All right, let's be honest. After watching Mick Fanning's terrifying encounter, it's easy to think sharks are ruthless killers lurking in every wave. But here's the truth. Sharks are not the monsters Hollywood makes them out to be. In fact, the odds of being attacked by a shark are about 1 in 3.7 million. You're more likely to be struck by lightning, hit by falling space debris, or bitten by your neighbor's dog. Sharks don't actually hunt humans. Most attacks, like what happened to Mick, are cases of mistaken identity. Surfers paddling on boards can look like seals from below, a shark's usual prey. And here's the kicker. Sharks are vital to the ocean's ecosystem. They keep marine life in balance, ensuring healthier oceans for everyone. Yet every year, millions of sharks are killed by humans through fishing and finning practices. So while Mick's story is unforgettable, it was a reminder that sharks are part of the ocean's balance, vital, misunderstood, and rarely dangerous. What's your take? Should surfers continue competing in shark-infested waters? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's start the debate. Mick Fanning's encounter with a shark on live TV wasn't just a viral moment. It was a turning point, a reminder that life can change in an instant. But what defines you isn't what happens to you. It's how you respond when the cameras stop rolling. Mick didn't just survive that day at Jeffreys Bay. He transformed. He became a mentor, a business leader, and a voice for mental health. He showed us all that true strength isn't just about fighting off a shark. It's about facing your fears, learning from them, and using your story to help others. If this story moved or inspired you, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. We bring you real stories like this every week. Stories that will stick with you long after the video ends. And now, we want to hear from you. Do you think surfing competitions should continue in shark-infested waters, or is the risk just too high? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Should surfers accept the danger, or should the sport make safety the top priority?